GC here, and we're back with a movie review. A Most Violent Year. Directed by J.C. Chandor, the one who brought us All Is Lost, which I still haven't watched. Hope to see it soon. This Most Violent Year stars Oscar Isaac and Jessica Chastain, and everyone else, check down below. So what's this film about? Well, basically it's about 1981 New York City. It's considered the most violent years of the city's history, and Oscar Isaac is a hard-working owner of Standard Oil, an up-and-coming heating oil company, and from the start of the movie we see that his trucks are hijacked and stolen, and it really hurts his business. And Jessica Chastain plays his wife, and she's there to support him, and basically the entire film revolves around this whole hijacking of several trucks and how his company has to deal with this loss financially, and then he has a big project going on, and they have to sort of deal with the threats that might be coming around town as other companies might be doing something harmful to them, or it's just a violent city or what have you. So they have to deal with it financially, emotionally, and you really explore how does a man react to violence in a setting where he is not in control, or he's almost in control but never really in control of where the violence comes from. And that's basically the entire film. So what did I think? Well, I really did enjoy the premise. I really love the character study of how a normal man, of how he will react and just deal with violence at the workplace in a setting where he has no control whatsoever. And in terms of Oscar Isaac's acting, I would say he gave a good delivery in terms of just being the one man sort of pushing through the show. I haven't seen anything that he's in it before, so I do look forward to him in Star Wars Episode 7, because from what I saw here, I wonder if they're going to give him more lines or just being a dialogue-driven rebel fighter or what have you. But here he was good in terms of just really sticking to his morals and really fighting for what is right, or the most right anyway. And yeah, he is there, but in terms of just the ferocity of someone in this situation, I think you might be disappointed when you hear the movie title, A Most Violent Year. You would think there'd be something intense, but rather this is a character study on a real life, what a real life person would do, and he does it really well in terms of just handling it and doing it the most right way. Now in terms of Jessica Chastain, she plays a mobster daughter, and I really enjoyed her acting for what she gave. She had more of a rise and fall sort of temperament, and her explosiveness of line delivery was there at times. Now in terms of Isaac, I felt that he was sort of stagnant throughout the film. You sort of saw his moral compass set up in the beginning of the movie, and he's like stakes with it, and it's like, will he break? That's basically the entire film, and I enjoy that. But then there are sometimes I wish there was some more of like an intensity from his character, as it is a stressful situation. And now in terms of the actual movie itself, I would say it gives tension, as in the lack of action, or when action goes down, it's pretty intense. So the thrilling parts of like setting up an action sequence, or during the middle calmness of a action sequence, it's like, whoa, what's gonna happen next? I really give it props for that. But as a movie called A Most Violent Year, it's not very violent per se. It's like I said, it's a character study. But on a sheer entertainment point of view, it is slow, but things happen. In terms of the slowness, like there is something happening all the time, but it's kind of dull at times. You sort of get bashed over the head, as in, we can't really do anything, we got to do it the right way, and that sort of is somewhat of an overkill. So there's that. And also the lack of development around all the people around the couple. Like if you watch my review on The Theory of Everything, I really did enjoy that, but also like here, the development of the people around them wasn't very strong. And also the whole family man mom thing wasn't really so, like they had 3 kids in the movie, but it didn't feel like they were parents at all. So that felt sort of flat for me, as in, why did they need kids? It felt like they just wanted to do one sort of sequence, and they're like, hey, the only reason that would be dangerous would be them having kids. So let's make them have kids. So that felt a bit dry. So there was a lot of potential here, as in there are rich characters here, and I just felt that they could have went more in terms of Jessica Chastain. I think they did well, but it could have been more. Oscar Isaacs, same thing. They made it more dramatic or like really down, and the world wasn't really there, I would say. It just felt like, hey, we're gonna have people sitting and talking, and we're gonna have carjackings, and then more people in sitting. Also, David Oyelowo from Selma is also in this, and he was just, I don't know, he felt like he was in Selma, but it's just not as impressive. But you know how I felt about Selma. But so it was kind of like, oh, okay, this guy, you got him to play the cop, and then just like, that's it. There's a lot of that. It felt like they could have gone for more, but it just doesn't go there. So that's a disappointment and just a too bad sort of thing. It's filmed nice. Don't get me wrong. The pacing is nice, but I just felt like the characters could have been developed more. And if you look it up, it has 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I'm sort of glad that I didn't see that because my expectation would be higher. I just thought I wanted to see Jessica Chastain, see how she's been. Oscar Isaacs, just to prepare himself for what he can be capable of, maybe in Star Wars Episode 7. And I was interested in the era and see how intense it could have been. And like I said, it's a most violent year that wasn't really violent, but it goes back to the whole character study of how real life people will deal with, you know, violent situations. And that's pretty much it. I jumped around a lot over the place, so sorry about that. But basically, that is all for this review. So if you have seen A Most Violent Year, leave me a comment down below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And that is it for this review of A Most Violent Year. Out.